Hey guys, this is Meg, and welcome back to the wild. Now, I want to show you something. Take a look at this cup. Because if you walk into a Taiwan pet store, whether it's a chain or a small pet shop, this is what your betta is going to be in, with a lid, so it doesn't jump out. Although, I'm not sure how any betta could jump out of this. Now, why am I showing this to you? Because I've had people give me grief because my tanks have gravel, they have gemstones. So compared to what my fish Patriot was in, you see him in the corner, I want to show you what he's in now. He is in, well, this size tank, which I think is probably a 5-gallon. I'm not sure because they measured their tanks in centimeters. I have lived in Taiwan for 15 years, and I've been in the betta hobby for 2 years. Hey Patriot, come on bud, come by and swim so people can see how beautiful you are. Come on Patriot, come on buddy. I saw you swim before, come on, you can do it. Come on, you want to say hi? Well, usually he swims a lot. He's probably just resting at the moment. Anyways, I got into the betta hobby 2 years ago after my French bulldog Lucky passed away. And I missed having something to care for. So I thought to myself, hey, why not get a betta? Because my friend in college had a betta. And she didn't know anything about bettas, but she really did love her betta. I didn't know anything about bettas either, but I remember that story and that time in my life. So anyways, I thought, okay, I'm going to get a betta. Now, you have to understand, first I went from a 1/2-gallon, because when you go into a pet store in Taiwan, they tell you, oh, bettas don't need heaters, which is true. Taiwan is so hot, it's 30 degrees Celsius. In fact, I don't even know how my bettas are alive, because technically they can only have temperatures of 26 degrees Celsius, but they're doing amazingly. So I have no heaters that I use. Now I do have some, but I keep them if the weather gets cold. It never does. And you're probably wondering, okay, why does this chick have gravel? Well, because 2 years ago they did not have aquarium soil. What they had was different colored gravels. They had black, white, pink, you name it, they had it. So when I went into the store, I said, hi, I have a betta. And I picked out the largest tank I could find. Why? Because I wanted him to be able to swim. And I wanted him to be able to rest on his leaves like he's doing right now. And the salesman looked at me like, what? And I told him in Chinese, I want a big tank. And he said, oh no, all you need is a 1/2-gallon. So I kept the 1/2-gallon as a holder when I'm cleaning out tanks. But I went back to the store, I got a big tank, it came with a filter, it came with a light. But as you can see, these aquariums do not come with lids. You have to have them specially made, which I haven't been able to, but I have been creative in making a lid. I found some supplies at the pet store and I was able to make a pretty decent lid. It doesn't cover, all of the tank, but most of it. And my bettas have never jumped out, so they're all good. Now, some of you might be wondering, okay, why is this crazy American making these videos? I'm making these videos in hopes that I can create tanks that are suitable for Taiwanese people. See, in Taiwanese culture, well, beauty isn't necessarily always important. If you walk into someone's home and they have a fish, you're not going to see any gravel on the bottom. You're not going to see any substrate, because substrate, as I said, you can't find it. I just recently found a bag of substrate, but it's from Japan. It's $30. So I'd have to spend $30 for a bag of substrate just to fill this tank properly. I can't afford it, and I really don't want to have to change the substrate every time it needs to be changed. Thus, the experiment with the jar. Now, you probably recognize this plant. I have no idea what the name of it is. Let me zoom in closer so you could take a better look. I'm thinking it might be an Amazon sword, but I very well could be wrong, because plants are not labeled in Taiwan. Neither are fish. Everything I've learned in the last 2 years has been because of Google. But what I did was I took a clean glass that I bought, washed it with water. I put in filtered water, and I put in 5 drops of liquid fertilizer. I want to train these plants to feed off of liquid fertilizer instead of having to be buried in substrate. If this method works, then people who only have access to gravel, they can still have plants by gently placing a stone in front of the plants. That's how I'm holding the pennyworth. It's anchored down a little bit by that rock. And if you look over to the right, the Anubias floats. And the purple waffle plant seems to do just fine. It's semi-aquatic. It's not meant for fish tanks, but I haven't had any real problems with it. However, I have a simple frog terrarium, so if that plant needs to go, I can take it out and put it in there. But that's my goal. I really want to be able to create videos that would encourage Taiwanese people to realize, hey, having a fish tank actually isn't so difficult. Like, what do you do when you get this white buildup on your tank? Well, you take a razor, and while that part is dry, you gently scrape it off. It comes right off. What about my filters? How do I clean out the filter pipes? You get a flexible filter brush, and you can clean out all the disgusting whatever in your filtered pipes. How do I rinse my sponges in old tank water? I want to teach people how to do this in Taiwan. That way, they could have a beautiful betta. And yeah, maybe it's not loaded with plants like it would be in the States, but, you could still have a beautiful betta like Patriot. Come on, bud. Say hi to the audience. Let them see how beautiful you are. See, he's hanging out on his purple waffle plant, and he's looking at you guys, and he's saying, see, Meg did a good job. I was once living in a cup. Now I'm living in the lap of luxury. And guys, I really want to encourage you, if you're in the fish groups and, someone's got a tank with gravel and gemstones, please don't crucify them. Be nice. Because, they're trying to do the best they can with what they have. And anything has to be better than a plastic cup that I showed you, or the cup that the betta fish comes in America. Whatever you give your betta fish, if it's got a filter, if the water temperature can be, monitored properly with a heater if needed, if you have a good source of pellet, or you even have access to frozen brine shrimp and bloodworms as well, give whatever you can to your betta. And make a video. Show people what you have and what you've learned. All right, guys. Well, I need to go. I gotta go and help some friends. They're like family to me, and I do this every night. So I only make videos when I come home from work. And I hope you enjoy the video. I hope it blesses you in some way. And I hope you can see that no matter what your betta lives in, as long as it's large enough for him to swim and you genuinely care about him, he'll thrive. Oh, and you want to hear something funny? I don't even keep my filters running all the time. I'm not allowed to. I live in an old building, And my landlord is worried that if I have the filters running all the time, that it'll cause an electrical fire. So when I'm home, I keep them on. And when I'm not home during my day, I keep them off. But my plants are doing fine, my fish are fine, and they seem to be adapting just fine. I know, it's really hard to believe. Sometimes I can't even believe how great they're doing. I can only say thank you, God. And guys, seriously, if you do know the plant in the back that's in the glass, if it is Amazon sword, could you let me know? If it's something different, could you let me know? But it was only $3 for all that Amazon sword or whatever it is. It's a beautiful plant. There wasn't even any dead leaves. I just took off a few dead roots and washed it gently and stuck it in the glass. Alright guys, have a great evening, and remember, all is not lost. God is watching over America, and He hears your prayers, and He hears your worries and your fears. And for those of you who maybe aren't Christians, and you don't know the love of Jesus, God said, if you call upon me, I will help you. He didn't say, if you walk into church, I will help you. He didn't say, if you read my Bible, or a Bible, I will help you. I just wanted to give you some words of encouragement. I know people are scared in America, and there's a lot of craziness going on at the moment. But please try not to live in fear. And I hope my video brings some joy to you. God bless you.